Corey Feldman has no idea what it's like not to be famous. He was just 3 years old in this McDonald's commercial.
McDonald's gift certificates.
I literally was famous before I knew my own name.
His roles defined the 80s. Goonies.
This was my dream, my wish.
Stand By Me.
You call my dad a loony again, and I'll kill you.
License to Drive.
The only difference between you and that greaseball is that he has a license and you don't.
Films that propelled him into the spotlight for his entire youth. But being famous so young, he says, caused serious damage to him and his friends.
Do you feel like you missed out on a normal childhood?
What childhood? I don't know what that means.
A lost childhood and a loss of innocence. He blames the adults, not just those looking to profit from charming children, but also some with far more sinister motives.
I can tell you that the number one problem in Hollywood was and is and always will be pedophilia. It's the big secret.
And it's widespread?
Oh yeah. I was surrounded by them when I was 14 years old. Surrounded. Literally. Didn't even know it. It wasn't until I was old enough to realize what they were and what they wanted.
For my friend Michael Jackson, and this is a very good point, Michael Jackson was a witch hunt, okay? Let me just say this. As far as I know, and I don't know all the facts because I wasn't in every room, you know, I don't know a lot of things that happened in the years that I wasn't around, but all I can tell you is remarking about the person that I know, the person that was my close friend, that was like a brother to me, he was not that guy. He was a guy who was so innocent, so kind of sheltered, you couldn't even swear around him. You couldn't talk about drugs. You couldn't talk about nude women. You couldn't talk about sex. You couldn't talk about anything because he was a very religious man.
Did he ever give you advice when you were on drugs? Did he ever say anything to you when you were falling apart?
Yeah, that's an interesting point. When I got arrested, I was afraid, to be honest with you, that he'd never talk to me again because he had such a clean image that I really expected he'd just be like, see ya. You know? And that really showed me the value of what type of person he was. The fact that when I did get arrested, even though his image was still squeaky clean, and by all rights, he could have stepped aside and moved me back. But he didn't. He called me. I got that message on my answering machine, which said, "Hey, Corey, it's Michael. Is everything okay? Call me if you need me." You know, he was a friend. He was supportive.
And I salute you for bringing these truths out because you and I both know in this, Heather and I, we speak about in this field of entertainment, no matter whether it's radio, TV, film, whatever the case may be, it's a lot of things that go with these childhood actors. When you see a lot of these childhood actors imploding once they become adults, it's a lot of built up, you know, demons that they have from their past life.
Because people throwing all that dirt on them.
Yeah.
What do you expect? You know, just like Michael, my boy MJ, you were just playing, you know? It's like, think about it. Why do you think he went so cuckoo in the end, you know? Because, man, if you turn around every chance you get, somebody's throwing mud at you. Somebody's calling you this, calling you that, saying you're, you know, come on, this guy loved children. That was his thing. Not like that. Like, he loved children. He cared about the children. He wanted the world to be a better place. That's what he spoke for. That's what he stood up for. He loved the magic of it all. So you take somebody like that, and let's just think for a second. Let's say that's truly who he is. Let's say there is no other side.
Yeah.
But that's it. That's the whole deal, right?
Yeah.
Now, if you imagine what it must feel like in your soul, if that's your biggest love, your biggest passion, and all they're doing is trying to turn that very thing against you and say that you're the sicko, you're the other side of it. Do you know how you would feel waking up every morning? I couldn't even imagine. I know what I'm going through right now, just all the ridicule that I'm dealing with.